Good evening, fellow Survivor watchers. I am excited to finally get to my Survivor video, though I went to a concert tonight, which was awesome. Saw Metric and Paramore. Highly recommend them if they're coming near you. But now that I'm done plugging music, let's get to our Survivor episodes. So we had a double challenge tribal council episode tonight, which was really cool in a way, but also kind of makes me want to just like keep going. Like, no, I want to see the Redemption Island challenge and I want to get to next week already. So I'm a little bummed it's over, I guess. But yeah, lots to say. So we start with the return from the tribal council where Aras got voted out. And as we saw in the preview, Tina kind of goes, not Barbara, she gets a little upset and accuses Tyson and Monica of foul play. And I was a little worried about that at first, but Tyson's response was really solid. Like, he didn't just take it and not say anything. He was like, yo, Aras is the one who was playing all sides, and like, we all had alliances with him, and so Tina, like, obviously felt a little stupid and maybe felt that she ran her mouth too soon. So I was happy that Tyson responded at least. However, it does show that Gervase is in a really sweet spot because he had, maybe not as much of control in this vote as Tyson does. Like, Tyson is really running the show. He has the idol, etc. But that doesn't really matter at the end of the day. If Gervase makes it to the end and everyone's like, I'm mad at you, Tyson, I'm going to vote for Gervase because he didn't catch my attention as much, then that's like Gervase is really sitting pretty. So moving on to challenge number 1 of the episode. First of all, I hate the Survivor food challenges. I was just like, I couldn't watch. Like, I was literally gagging. I would also just give up. I mean, if you win part 1 and move on, you know that whatever you're gonna get is gonna be worse than the first one. Like, and then to lose, I get why Gervase was so pissed, I was really proud for him because he was I remember him when I watched season 1 and that was super hard for him. It's just must be so hard when you're that close and you lose it. I mean, I couldn't do it. I would have pulled the Sierra probably. I hate to admit it, I really do, but I can't even watch the damn challenge. So there you go, moving on. back to the vote where I'm more comfortable talking. So that vote was to vote out Vytas. I thought the Vytas's scramble was really disappointing, especially considering how well he'd done in the past. I mean, granted, he's had a very hard game and he really aced those first ones where he had to convince people to keep him around. But this time it was just kind of it felt like it was a scramble gone Ari. His speech at Tribal Council was really bad. I mean, the whole FU, felt very honest and not just that's how everyone would feel, which is how he tried to pull it off at one point. And I think that really helped do him in, although it was obvious later that they had already decided on how they were going to vote. But I definitely think that cemented we're sticking to that and not voting out Tina instead. I also thought that Hayden telling Vytas that it was between Vytas and Katie was a bad move because then Vytas was obviously going to be like, well, I'll vote for Katie, give her an extra vote, and then, there's a tie or whatnot. So I was a little bummed at that. Hayden doesn't have to see any consequences of that because it didn't really affect the outcome, but I wasn't happy about that. It was the best move, though, to vote out Vytas. I mean, he made some good points, and if he had somehow framed them and packaged them a little better, he may have had a little bit better of a shot to stay, but clearly the women weren't going to align. I think that was made obvious already earlier, and as we saw the whole, fight between Tina and Monica later, so I don't think that was a risk, and I'm kind of bummed to see how the teeth came out in Vytas, not in a good way, especially when we see him join Aras and really blame Aras. You can't blame Aras. Aras is a huge threat, and the other people played an excellent game in fooling Aras. So I was unhappy to see how mean, really, he was to Aras. It's just the two of them. They are still in the game, and he was just a little disappointing in that sense. So I'm rooting for Aras all the way at this point on Redemption. So yeah, now we are post vote number 1, and Monica makes the mistake of going on about how she switched her vote to Vytas and was like, this is for you, Brad. And I think that did show that she was going rogue. I mean, to be fair, going rogue is part of the game, but you have to pick your moments. Like her moments to go rogue in a way and go with Tyson and Gervase and their alliance and vote out Aras. Like that was good. And then going rogue when it secures her position in the game. You don't go rogue just to like defend yourself because of some vitriol that she got from Vytas and just like put the vote, because you don't know what consequences that'll have. That's exactly what like kind of what Kat did and what got her voted out. So that was a big mistake on Monica's part, and we'll see how that impacts her later in the game. Tina and Katie. When Tina says to Katie, up your game, I'm a huge target, you should go ahead now, forget our alliance, I thought that was amazing. Like, go Tina. And not to mention that Tina's strategy moving forward was like way better than Katie's. Katie didn't do anything. I mean, okay, she won the challenge, great. Which, by the way, I would have, like, if my mom had been behind me and been like, good job, take it easy, come on, go Katie, I would have been like, or go Diana in my case, I love my mother, but I would have just been like, Mom, leave me alone. Yeah, so anyway, I thought that Katie really didn't step it up at all, and that, yeah, maybe now she had the necklace, but next episode she won't be that safe. Although I guess you could argue that she would be a good person to keep around. But yeah, I was very impressed with Tina's strategy and just the way she handled herself at Tribal Council was very impressive. I'm glad that they didn't fall for it because, I didn't want Monica to leave right away. I think it would have created a lot of waves too soon. Particularly if they had split the votes and then Tina would have still gone home. That would have I would not want to go back to the tribe with Monica being pissed that she got some votes. I also thought it was a great play for Tyson to conceal the idol. Like he could have said, no, I have it. She's not going to find it. Let's chill out. But on the other hand, it's much better for him when the target does get on his back to pull it out unexpectedly. So I was very pleased with that. Good job, Tyson. So yeah, we find out at Tribal that Monica is on the bottom. I mean, we found out before, and really, I mean, she did this to herself. Like, her paranoia is annoying, and I was a huge Monica fan, even from One World. Like, I still like Monica, but it's true that she's just a little too paranoid. But maybe that makes her the best to take to the end now, because it doesn't seem people like Monica very much, and that they would vote for her. So she could be good to take to the end. I don't think Hayden or Caleb would be good to take to the end. But Katie could be good to take to the end. And even Sierra or Laura M would be good to take to the end. So we'll see. And obviously I'm talking as though Gervase and Tyson will be at the end and figuring out who the third will be. So next week, who am I rooting for at Redemption? I already said this earlier. I hope Aras wins. I hope Aras wins all the Redemption Island challenges and gets back into the game. I love Aras. I think it'll be hard for him to win, but I think it would be great. I would be just as happy if Aras won as I would if Tyson did. What we see between Sierra and Laura, and Sierra turning on Laura, I think that's kind of dangerous. Like, I really much prefer the whole Tina telling Katie to go forth and play her game rather than Sierra turning on Laura like that, just because I don't think it's going to do anything for her. I mean, I think Laura will still vote for Sierra if she's at the end, but at this point, I don't know. Like, if she is going to blindside Laura, I think she needs to do it in such a way where everyone else votes for Laura and Sierra acts blindsided as well, that Laura was voted out, but then that puts Sierra in a better position with everyone else, and then, like, she needs to make Laura feel as though she, like, did fight for her. I don't see why Laura's such a huge threat at this point and why Sierra thinks her mom needs to go, but we'll see. That's it for today. I can't wait to hear all your comments, and feel free to tweet at me as well. I'll put my Twitter handle in the comments. So talk to you next week.